Listeners beware. This podcast contains adult content.
Take this to your grave. Take this to your grave. Secrets are no fun unless you share with everyone. So take this to your grave.
Jake, you look so cute.
Thank you, I know it.
Don't forget to talk right into the microphone.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, listeners. We're just like a casual podcast where we don't even know what we're doing because I need like a strap on the back of my head to remind myself to just be right here.
My drink! I spilled my drink on my microphone. Oh no. Oh shit, Jake. This is really bad. I just wasted a whole Truly. Are you shaking your head at me?
She can't hear me. She's ripped off her headphones.
I can't hear you.
But I am shaking my head.
God damn it. This is... I think it's gonna be okay. Okay, I still have some drink left. God damn it. I apologize for that.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to Take This to Your Grave. This is the podcast where Jake and I read your anonymously submitted secrets that you typed into www.takethistoyourgrave.com. We read those submissions, we bury them in the cemetery. We make you feel better about whatever weird fucking shit you've ever done, felt.
The shame, embarrassment, guilt is all covered with sacred soil, and you never have to worry about it again.
And that's what we do.
That is what we do. That's what we got our degree in. I'm Jake.
I'm Emily.
So, I think we've got everything prepped. I feel very prepared tonight. I got my clown tie.
Huzzah.
I've got our dog, Boogeyman, in the closet with me. I am drinking a little bit of boxed wine. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Truly, of course.
Sure, what you just soaked your microphone in.
Yeah.
We're drinking out of penis straws tonight.
I went to Spencer's today and I saw them and we had to have them.
Here's the thing. I've always heard about penis straws. I knew that they were like a popular thing to have at bachelorette parties or whatever, and they always sounded fun to me. But now that I'm doing it, I'm grossed out because they're
so little.
They're baby penises.
Yeah, well, just pretend like they're not.
Like a grown man has a dick this size.
A micropenis, that is a thing, absolutely.
Okay. That's what I'm going to pretend. There is one thing that I wanted to address before we got into the episode. Last week, I asked you if you had any, like, recollection of, like, a rumor or gossip that was made about you. And you said no, but since we recorded, you said that you did think of something. And if you feel comfortable sharing it, I really want to know what you were talking about.
Yes, yeah, it's kind of a downer, but it is a real rumor that happened. So in college?
In college?
There probably was one in high school, but this is the one that haunts me.
Oh my God.
So I went to a community college before I transferred to OU. And when I transferred there, I was kind of an outcast. It was a really weird time. A small little group of people and I became really close friends. And one weekend, we decided to trip acid,
Woo!
like kids do.
Yeah, so fun.
Yeah, everybody experiments
Were you
with
like going
drugs.
to a party or were you just doing it?
No,
Casual
it was just
acid.
Yeah, casual acid at one of our apartments.
Okay.
And about a week later, the School of Drama, like, holds a department meeting, like an emergency, like, everybody meet here at 3 p.m. And we were like, okay. So we all show up, we go into the theater, and there's, like, a stand that has a picture of Philip Seymour Hoffman on it, who had just passed away, sadly, from a heroin overdose. And the whole meeting was about, like, making the right choices and drugs and how it can ruin your life. And,
Sure.
you know, there are people in the department that are not making the right choices. And I don't know, it was this big dramatic thing. And I could feel the whole time people, like, looking over at me.
It felt targeted.
It felt really targeted. And I guess I, like, got over it. I didn't think about it very much after that. But later in the year, when people got to know me and got comfortable with me, I found out that somebody had told the head of drama, there was a rumor going around that, like, I had pressured these people to do acid with me and that I was selling drugs and that I was, like, a drug addict. And my mind was fucking blown because that is not me at all. And who does...
My mind is blown. You're an acid slinger? this whole time?
I mean, I guess so. I was a big bad influence ruining people's lives, and there had to be a big school of drama meeting about it.
I've known you for like 15 years and you've never offered me any deals on some sweet, sweet acid?
Because I don't know the deals. No. I think that made me really sad. I mean, that school is toxic and fucked up, but I could not believe that all these people thought that I was like this evil little druggie luring people into my house and forcing acid down their throat. I don't know.
I mean, I can't believe that either because I know you.
I know.
Just imagining you being like a shady little trench coat, drug slinging woman in a parking lot, it does not align with who you are. But how did that get started?
I don't know.
Like you were offered the acid, right, from someone else.
Yeah, it was like a group idea. I didn't even have the connection of getting the drugs. I have no idea. Anyway, but I just like will never forget walking in and there being a picture of Philip Seymour Hoffman, who had just passed away from drugs.
Felt like an intervention.
Right. Okay. Well, I feel like, I mean, is there anything that you need to talk about before we just go into the cemetery and do this thing?
Nope. I feel great. Make sure that we have everything we need.
The lantern, the keys.
I don't have the lantern.
It's fine.
We'll fake it again.
Without further ado.
Yeah, without further ado, I think it's time for us to grab your shovel and head on through the gates to the Sacred Cemetery of Secrets. Oh my god, there are a lot of crows out tonight.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Ah! The birds!
Alfred Hitchcock! Okay. It's
lit. Okay, so we are in the cemetery. Every episode, we bring 3 secrets that the other person has not yet read, and we take turns reading them for the first time to each other.
Yeah.
Emily, this time it's my turn to go first. Are you ready to hear a secret?
Yeah, more than ready. Let's do it.
All right. I feel like all 3 of the ones that I brought this time are weird, so I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
This one in particular is bizarre, so have an open mind. This one has no name, but it is called Missing Tooth? ?
Oh, okay.
I've been rolling over this in my head for a while now, and someone suggested I send it in. So, perceptive minds are welcome.
Okay.
For the last 15 plus years, I've had a favorite tooth that I go over with my tongue whenever I'm thinking or stressed. It's my left side canine. I know this tooth by heart, the back ridge, the point, etc. One day last month, before Valentine's Day, I woke up and brushed my teeth and noticed the roof of my mouth was missing a bump. Like, I'm sure we all know the roof of our mouths like the back of our hand without realizing it. And when I ran my tongue over a certain spot, it was smooth when I thought for sure there was a ridge/bump there. I brushed it off and went about my day. Then later at work, I was calculating things and my tongue went to find my thinking tooth and it wasn't there.
What?
My tongue found a tooth close to it, but it had no double ridge in the back or the point that I like to scrape against whenever I'm thinking. I kind of froze for a bit as I ran my tongue over all of my teeth trying to find a missing tooth. I thought it seemed so silly, so I brought my camera to use as a mirror and I confirmed my fear. I only have one canine now. I can't find any good close-up pictures of me smiling. I haven't smiled in pictures my whole life, but I asked my mother and my family and an ex, and they all can't remember anything specific. One particular quote was, "No, I wasn't in the habit of counting your teeth. Go get help." But my favorite tooth is gone, and I don't recognize the roof of my mouth now. Any ideas?
What the fuck? So she just woke up one day and her favorite tooth was gone?
And the roof of her mouth is missing a bump that she remembers was there.
That is so interesting. That's wild. It makes me think of have you ever had a dream where you're missing some of your teeth or like your teeth have fallen out? Those are the scariest fucking dreams.
I guess I haven't, but I realize that is like a common theme for dreams, to have your teeth fall out.
It's happened to me many times, and it's really terrifying.
But I think that it would give this person who wrote in some solace if she at least noticed the tooth falling out, but she's had a particular favorite tooth, and then one day it was literally vanished.
That's so fucking weird.
Where did her tooth go?
I'm trying to think of something to say to make him feel better.
Well, it's a story that she didn't think that anyone would believe, and they didn't. And she feels othered right now. The only way that I can explain it is that we had a Mandela effect where for some reason you just like pop on over to a different reality and one tiny detail is different.
She jumped dimensions.
And so maybe that's what happened.
I think that's the only logical explanation, truly.
And if you end up finding this tooth, if this was just a fluke, or maybe if you like shift back into the dimension where you have both canines,
let us know. Or if you poop it out, because my other instinct was that it just fell out in her sleep and she swallowed it like dogs do.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Get some calcium in your diet. Thank you, missing tooth person.
You ate it. Okay.
I know that was a weird way to kick off the show, but...
Mine's kind of a bummer.
Okay. Yeah, let me just get a little quick sip out of my penis straw.
Yeah, me too. This is going to be a mood shift. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is from Pluto. No subject. I saw my father cheat on my mother with my now stepmother. My father used to have my now stepmom over to our house a lot when my mother wasn't home. I walked in on them once when they were, busy. My father always bribed me with candy, money, and even new toys if I didn't say anything to my mom. I never said anything. This went on for about a year. My parents did finally split up. Ironically, it was my father who filed for divorce. He had apparently told my mom he had just met someone else. I never had the heart to tell my mother the truth. For whatever reason, she loved my father. She fought the divorce until she finally gave in and signed the papers. My father and stepmother have since married and had a couple of kids on their own. I don't really speak to either of them. The end.
Oh my god.
Damn. I thought this was so sad because what a really difficult position to be in as a kid. I mean, he said he was bribing him with candy and toys, so I can't even imagine how old he was. What a shitty...
That's fucked up. I am bummed out. I don't know...
Would you want to know, like, if you got a divorce, would you want to know if they were cheating or not? Because I initially was thinking, if it was happening, like if we were married and it was happening, I would want to know. But if we had just divorced, it's like I would never, ever want to know. You know what I mean?
No, it's like such a slap in the face. It's like insult to injury, I guess. Like, It would only make me feel worse if I knew that you were fucking someone else.
Right. I don't think it's going to help anything if she knows now what had happened.
Oh.
I just feel for this kid so much.
Oh, Jesus. Adults out there, whether or not you're in a relationship or married or anything, if you have children in the house and there is a potential of them walking in, lock the door. Like, what are we doing? Like,
I don't know. If you're going to cheat, be a lot better about it. Not saying that you should cheat, but do it when your kids aren't fucking home. Like,
make sure the kid's asleep. Make sure the kid's not home. Like, how?
I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry you were in that position, and I don't want your mom to ever know because, like we said in the last episode, the universe just flushes out the trash for you, and we'll bury it so you don't have to worry about it. And she's already healed. She's already gone through that process of healing. It would not help her to know.
And she's, I'm sure, in a much better position than she was before. She wasn't with a unfaithful
piece of shit.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that secret did need to be buried.
Yes.
I have another one that needs to be buried for a whole different reason because this one is stinky.
Okay, great.
This one is from someone named NN. The subject is ferret car.
Okay.
For some background, I live in Lithuania, and in my city there has been a big problem with public parking recently. Too many people, too few parking spaces. But wheel boots aren't used here, unlike in America where I used to live, and on city streets the cars are parked too close together for you to get towed. You also can't get your license suspended for parking violations. The worst that can happen is that you get a fine, which isn't that much money to me, and often they don't even catch you to give you the fine. Well, I guess the city had been getting complaints, or they finally had enough, because a while ago, after I got my 5th parking ticket,
Oh my god.
it came with a note on my car saying that traffic enforcement would apply what literally translated to ferret scent / mink scent / musk to my car the next time that I was parked improperly. I had no clue if I should take it literally or even if my translation was right, but I didn't think much of it. I avoided parking in unauthorized places for a while, but I did so one day a couple months later whenever I was running a bit late for work. And I got away with it, so I did it again the next week, and then again a couple weeks later. And that time, I came back to find a familiar ticket on my windshield. No big deal, I thought, until I got inside and turned the engine on, and then this smell hit me. I've never smelled anything like it before. I don't even know how to describe it. The closest thing that I would think of is the smell of the zoo, but it was way stronger than that. It was awful and overwhelming, and it seemed to get worse as I drove home. Since then, I've tried just about everything I can think of to remove it, and it's faded a decent amount, but there's still a faint smell. That's it.
Wait, so they did that to his car as punishment?
The Lithuanian cops. How crazy is that?
What the fuck?
I know.
That is actually a really clever way to prevent people from breaking the law.
To incentivize you to park correctly, but
What was it? Where did they put it? Well, I'm so interested in this.
This seems like a last resort type of situation that they were doing in this very specific city in Lithuania, where the cops warned him on his 5th parking ticket that we're going to
Musk you.
stink up your car if you do it again. And I know that there is a way for them to put, like, if they lift open your hood, they can spray something in there and it will, like, pump out of your
exhaust pipes?
No, your air conditioner. Like, it will come blowing at you.
Uh,
And I can't imagine them doing this here in America. I'm glad that they don't. But I guess I was going to ask you,
I think it's smart.
would you rather get a $100 parking fine or get your car stunk up?
I'd rather get my car stunk up. I guess it depends on how long the smell would last. I mean, what I could think of when you were reading this to me was the prank that you just pulled on me yesterday. Jake, I got in the car. We had just been to Kohl's. He hands me some hand sanitizer. I put it on. Everything's fine. It has this horrible, rank, death, shit ass smell. And I panic a little bit. And I'm like, what the fuck is in your hand sanitizer? Somebody is doing something to your hand sanitizer. And I make him smell it. He's laughing. I'm like, why the fuck are you laughing? And then he hands me the packaging of it that says stinky ass prank gel that smells like shit. And it was legitimate prank hand sanitizer that smelled like rotten asshole. I can't even describe to you how bad it smelled. And when I opened it, it squirted on my arm. It got in my hair. It got on my pants. So I smelled like asshole for a couple hours. So
Prank wars and I'm winning.
well, I don't know. Just fucking wait. Just wait.
You always have to be on your toes around me, especially whenever I was only retaliating because Emily pranked me last. She put a bunch of confetti on my fan blades, so whenever I turned on my fan in my bedroom, paper flew everywhere.
Snowed.
Which took a long time to clean up. So obviously the ball was in my court, so I had to stinky ass skunk her hands, and it worked like a gym. I got it,
It was terrible.
on video for you guys. Don't worry, we will post it somewhere somehow.
Post it. We'll see.
Woo, it was
Horrible. It made me mad, actually.
so good.
How bad it smelled. Anyway.
So even after experiencing such an awful, awful odor, you would...
I would take an odor over a fine, yeah.
Okay.
A fine would put me in a worse mood, I think. Because you can get out of your car and get away from the smell. You can't get away from $100 fine hanging over your head.
Yeah, there's no bouncing back. But I think you're right that it is a really smart incentive to not do it again.
Surprised that's a tactic of theirs, but smart.
Me too. It's a huge bummer, but it is something that you'll never forget. Next time that you're finding a parking spot, like in the city, you're like, I could park illegally, but I don't want my car to smell like a ferret's asshole again.
That is so fucking funny. Damn. Nice one.
Yeah, I just thought that was weird, but thank you for writing that into us because that was an interesting story.
Absolutely.
Let's bounce this shit back over to you, Emily. Read me a story.
Okay, so this is from She Flew. Subject, OMG, it hurt.
Oh.
Okay, when I was leaving OKC, that's Oklahoma City, by the way.
Oh, thank you, professional.
Yeah, when I was leaving OKC one day, walking super fast to my car, my friend and I cut through an empty parking lot in the mostly dark. Unbeknownst to us, there were these giant iron ropes connecting cinder blocks? Like, for what? Anyway, we ran into them. It completely stops her at her upper thighs because she is short and these ropes are strong.
Ow.
And me, it hits right at the lower mid-shin and I go flying.
Ow.
Hitting the ground like a belly flop Olympic finalist drew a crowd. People came running over. Swiftly, I pushed my dress back over my ass and hopped up onto my feet. A man took my hands and helped me pull gravel out.
Pull gravel out of what?
I know, she doesn't specify, but all I can think about is like her butt crack. Like that's all I could think of because her dress went over her butt. I don't know. Yeah, he helped pull gravel out of something. So we'll leave that to your imagination. What a meet cute. I drove the 30 minutes back to our college town and to my horror, I struggled to get out of the car. Why? Because my arms were frozen in place, completely stiff from shoulder to bent elbow to forearm to wrist. I had to ask my friend to change me, and then I stayed at their house for fear I would smother myself in my sleep. I graduated that weekend. I still have indentions on my shins from where I hit the iron rope.
Ouch!
Man, fuck OU. I loved this one because they ended it with a fuck OU. And I don't care what anybody says, fuck OU.
It hits close to home for you.
Yeah.
That is so fucking painful. This girl was running, and then hit on one of the most sensitive parts of your body, which is your shin. I don't understand why that hurts so much whenever evolution should have figured that out, because that is a very vulnerable area for your body. It's like the front of your legs, you're going to make the most sensitive place.
Yeah.
Like getting kicked in the shin.
There's nothing worse. You're right.
Put some fat there or some type of cushion. What the hell?
Yeah, some sort of something.
Yeah.
Well, I really hope you got this guy's number who helped you pull gravel out of your butt crack.
Or wherever.
Because that was quite a meet cute. It is so funny. We all have stories like this, though. Just like I've definitely like fallen hardcore in front of people before. It is so embarrassing, and there's just no graceful way to do it. But it happens to all of us. It really does.
It's like whenever I took my spill down the stairs a couple months ago. That was so fucking embarrassing.
And I had to pull the gravel out of your ass.
Yeah. What was the gravel even doing in my house? The world may never know.
Doesn't matter.
But really, I mean, I fucked up my arm, so...
Yeah. I've fallen so hard, I've tripped over my shoelaces while I was sprinting outside to take the trash out because it was cold. And my shoelace got caught on a hook on my other boot, and I just went, like, flying down. My arms were holding the trash, and my chin broke my fall. Everything went white. I had a concussion. Luckily, nobody saw it. Luckily, there was no gravel involved, but...
You got an actual concussion?
Yes.
Oh my god.
My whole chin was busted. Oh, it was horrible. I took off work the next day. Anyway, thank you so much, She Flew. I wonder if we graduated together or what your major was.
I think that it's high time that fashion implements a casual, everyday shin guard. We should all just be wearing those everywhere we go, because those shits need to be protected.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, everyone. The best part of the show is coming up. It's whenever we do...
Break time!
No. After the break we're about to take, we're going to do a little swippity swap whenever we come back.
We'll be back in promptly 7 seconds.
Okay, bye.
Huzzah! Here we are. We're back.
I had to go kill a couple of those crows that were flying around. I'm sorry if you guys heard that squawking, but the graveyard is overrun all of a sudden, and I don't understand why. Probably migration.
Most likely. Okay, I think it's time for the swippity. Swippity.
Swah.
All right, you guys, this is the part of the show where Jake and I both take a submission that we've read before that we want the other one to do a cold read of to get their natural reactions. Favorite part of the episode. Let's do this.
Last time I made you read first,
Yeah.
so why don't I read first this time?
Okay.
Great, so I'm going to go to our email and find the secret that Emily sent to me. All right, here we go. So this is from No Name. The subject is, I love being controlled. Okay. I am a 30-year-old female, and I have been in a relationship for 6 years. I recently bought a couple of those Love Sense toys. You know.
Lovins. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's not Love Sense.
Okay, fine. I recently bought a couple of those Lovins toys. You know, the remote control ones. Anyways, they allow temporary control links to be sent, and lately I've been going on the Whisper app and letting guys control them. I mostly do this at night to fall asleep when my boyfriend is already sleeping. Being next to him and doing this is a huge turn on. I would never cheat, but I can't explain how hot it is to put my pleasure in the hands of someone I've never met. I absolutely love dirty talk when I'm horny, so it's perfect. Plus, it leaves my hands free to play with my tits. It's a whole new level of masturbation, and it's exhilarating.
Yes.
Woo! Okay, so I don't know what a Lovins is.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
So this is the explanation on longdistancefun.com. Lovin's remote app is the remote control that is used for all Lovin's toys, such as Max, Nora, Lush, Ambi, Edge, the list goes on.
Cool.
It is designed for use in solo play, discrete public play, and long-distance play.
Mm-hmm.
You can use your smartphone for close-range control, sound-activated vibrations, this uses your phone's microphone, and syncing vibrations to music.
Mm-hmm.
So what I love about it is that you can be like out with your partner just having coffee and you have like the vibrator or whatever. It could be a butt plug, it could be anything. And they can be on their phone and like playing with the vibrator while you're
but
just
you
sitting.
could have like this little vibrator like up in you in one of your crevices, and your partner is controlling, jiggling your jimmies.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that fucking awesome? I'm gonna get one.
Woo!
I've already looked into it.
It sounds amazing. And so the thing that this person that wrote in felt a little bit like tentative about, I guess, was that they were giving the
Control to strangers.
Yeah, they were letting strangers control the vibrations.
Which is exciting, right?
After her boyfriend went to sleep. Like, she said that she loved her boyfriend sleeping next to her while a stranger was rustling her down unders.
Yeah, I guess it's technically not cheating. I'm sure he wouldn't be very happy with it, but also I understand how exciting that must feel.
Well, it's not different than her using a vibrator, but I guess it is because it is some guy who's sitting on his couch pushing buttons being like extra intense, less intense, soft, fast, hard.
Controlling your orgasm.
Do those guys get off to it, do you think?
I imagine so. I wonder why else they would be doing it if they weren't getting off to it. I mean, I'm sure they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a Facebook group, like a secret confessions group, and this one man has like a kink for girls like sending him pictures of them with their significant others being like, here's me with my boyfriend, you could never have me. Like, for some reason that really turns him on. So maybe there's an aspect of these people that are controlling her being like, oh my god, she's laying next to her boyfriend, and that turns me on even more. It's more exciting. I don't know.
Definitely. No, I'm sure that is a big aspect of it. Wow. Well, I say more power to you.
When I was researching this, I wanted to know more. I thought it was very interesting and what other like kooky weird stories come from this app. And what I found was in an article on theverge.com is that in 2017, a Reddit user pointed out that the Lovin's remote control vibrator app recorded a session without their knowledge.
No.
And like an audio file lasting 6 minutes was stored in the app's local folder.
Not cool.
Yeah, the users say he or she gave the app access to the microphone and the camera, but only to use like within the app chat function and not constant recording when in use. Other users have confirmed this behavior. And then another user claiming to represent Lovins responded and called this recording a minor bug and that it only affects Android users. Lovins also says no information or data was sent to the company's servers and that this audio file exists temporarily. An update issued today should fix the bug. So who knows how true that...
Scandalous.
I know. But even more so scandalous.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't Lovins's... I hope we're saying that right. I don't know. This isn't Lovins's first security flub. Earlier this year, a butt plug made by the company, The Hush, was also found to be hackable. In the butt plug's case, the vulnerability had to do with Bluetooth, as opposed to the company spying on users. In a separate case, unrelated to the Lovins, a company called WeVibe was sued after its Bluetooth-enabled vibrators allegedly collected and recorded users' personal information. The company ended up settling the class action suit for $3.75 million.
What information can you get from somebody if they're only using it as a butt plug?
Think of all the other stuff on your phone. They're getting other information from the phone.
Damn. So it Bluetooths from your phone to your butt plug. You put your butt plug in your ass, and you don't realize that it's harvesting your contacts,
Personal
your photos, your emails.
Sure. Yeah. So in the article it says, all of this is to say that if you're going to purchase connected sex toys, do your research. Trust in the toys makers is essential. Still, vulnerabilities exist in any smart device, so recognize the risks before going online.
Before plugging in.
Ha ha ha. See what you did there.
Ooh.
I know, crazy, right?
Yes.
Because I was totally interested in getting one. It's like, I absolutely want to, use a vibrator and have somebody else control it for me. That sounds awesome. I'm not saying a stranger necessarily.
But Bluetooth sex toys are...
risky.
At least right now. I feel like they're probably somewhat new.
That was in 2017, about 4 years ago.
Damn.
I know. I think the government's probably listening to this conversation right now through Zoom. Well, anyway, I thought that was awesome. Fuck yeah. Keep doing it. Sounds fun.
And I would have fun being on the other end of it, even if it's like someone that I'm not sexually into, but it would be fun for me to be on my phone playing like this game, but like bzz, 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 beep, beep, beep.
Love it.
Okay, well, really good swippity. How about a swappity?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Okay, so this is from Deanie with no subject. Back in the start of November 2020, I was surfing through Grindr, seeking if I could find some interesting people to chat up. I got this message from another user saying he liked my account. His name was John. We chatted for a bit, talked about hobbies, interests, TV shows we liked. We hit it off well. We talked basically every day, and it wasn't long till things got sexual, as all things seem to with Grindr.
Mm-hmm.
To just go over the basics, we shared pictures and sent sexual messages, later moving over to Telegram to continue our sexting and having phone sex. I'm not familiar with Telegram.
It's just another app where things disappear. Snapchat-ish.
Oh, love it. Okay. But in the month of January 2021, he disappeared. I was confused. Had a great chat with him one night, and the next day, nothing. He was just gone, and I assumed he blocked me. Later that day, I was told by my father that my second cousin had passed away. Oh no. Oh no. I never even knew I had a second cousin. But that day I learned his name. Oh no, John. That spooked me a bit, as that was the name of the guy I had been sexting for the last 2 months. So I tried to find out more about him, and things kept coming up the same. Grew up in the same area, enjoyed the same hobbies, and it was all making me worried that this could be the same man. I am told that his funeral is set in February, and I was invited to go. I mainly went to support my father, but deep down I just had to know. I didn't really know how to feel when we got there, and I saw that my cousin was the same guy I was sexting with. I gave my condolences to his family, but felt like I was lying to them. This is something I don't plan to tell anyone in my family about, but I'm going to take this to my grave. Oh my God. Oh my god. This makes the whole episode. Oh my god. Fucking, first of all, amazing that he didn't just ghost. I mean, in my brain, I was like, oh, he's just ghosting you. I mean, that happens.
No, he passed away.
He literally ghosted. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
He's
my
probably
god.
still ghosting him.
That is worst case scenario. I am so sorry this happened to you. Damn. What if he knew that he was his cousin, the other one? What if John knew?
I don't know, but what a
Twist.
What a twist. How I want to know, because I'm sure that this guy that wrote in, what a bummer it must have felt like whenever he just like connecting the dots that, oh God, this guy that I had a connection with, I was fucking related to. I mean, at least they didn't do anything physically. They were just sending sex over their phones. It's still enough to make you kind of feel icky queasy,
yeah, I mean,
right?
Yes, yes.
How would you feel?
I would be mortified.
It's just literally nothing you would ever think about. Like, it's not like people are bringing their family tree to every party they go to and comparing them with each other. Like, it's not your fault.
Right. When you match with somebody on Tinder and you go on a Tinder date, your first thought is not, oh, I hope that they're not my second cousin that I don't know exists.
Yeah.
I mean, you've done nothing wrong, but I'm speechless.
I agree with you, man, that this probably isn't anything you ever need to bring up to your family. It's a funny little whoopsie.
That literally only you know about. And maybe the government, whoever's stealing your information.
Off of Grindr. My condolences to you, because you did lose a family member and a
lover.
Potential partner. And a second cousin is pretty far removed. I'm not endorsing anything
That's
here.
not extremely taboo in some states.
No. First cousins aren't extremely taboo in some states.
Yeah. Thank you for writing that in. We will bury that for you. So I hope that gives you some peace. Good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, really good story, man. And now that we've read all 6 secrets, I only have one question to ask you, Emily.
Are you ready to play? Grave game.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, so I was inspired by the secret that I read about the Lithuanian ferret musking in the car type situation. So I thought that was a very, bizarre punishment that the law enforced. So I went online to see other creative sentencings that judges have given. And there is this one specific judge named Michael Cicconetti who works in Plainsville, Ohio, who has become famous for his creative sentencings. Am I saying that word right?
Sentencing.
His creative sentencing, because he believes that the punishment should fit the crime. So I'm about to read you 5 different sentences that he has given to 5 different law violators, and you have to tell me if it really happened or if it didn't.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Okay, so I made up a few. Some of them are actually real. All of them are going to sound fake because they're all crazy.
Love it.
Okay. So this first one, an 18-year-old boy was caught stealing porn from a adult video store, and he was forced to sit in front of the store all day wearing a blindfold and holding a sign that says, "See no evil." Did the judge really make him do that?
Yes. I'm guessing yes.
Yes, he really did. There's pictures and he was interviewed.
That is amazing.
It's so ridiculous. And whenever he was being interviewed by the local news, he was in a lawn chair with his blindfold still on, and they were talking to him.
He had to do that for how long?
For a whole day, so I guess maybe 8 hours. I don't know.
Damn. That's hilarious.
But he was blindfolded throughout the whole interview.
That might have been helpful, though. I kind of would not want to make eye contact with people if that was happening to me.
Sorry, I stole porn. Okay, so this next one. A 29-year-old man who was arrested for poaching after illegally killing a deer was offered less time in jail if he agreed to watching the hit 1942 classic film Bambi once a month while behind bars.
I think you made this one up.
No, that one's real too.
What?
He was in jail for a full year, and as a part of his sentencing bargain, he had to watch Bambi every month. Made him learn a lesson about, poaching.
Yes.
Okay, next. A couple that was caught vandalizing a nativity scene by scrawling 666 on a baby Jesus doll were sentenced 45 days in jail, but only after having to march through the town with a donkey on a leash.
I don't get it.
Since they were vandalizing a nativity scene, which has a bunch of like animals.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's real, but I'm going to say it's not real.
It is real, and the donkey had a sign on him that said, "Sorry for the jackass offense."
Ooh.
Okay. A teenager accused of defacing public property for painting graffiti on the train car could either spend 10 days in jail or let railroad workers paint graffiti on his car.
I'm going to say it's real.
That one I made up.
God damn it. That is so random, but so is the donkey, in my opinion.
Donkey nativity scene. I
don't know how donkeys are involved with Jesus. I don't get it.
Mary and Joseph are around their baby in a manger, and they have...
Where does a donkey come into play?
There's a donkey. There's usually a couple goats, maybe a sheep. The 3 wise men.
I would have never in my whole life guessed that there was a fucking donkey there. For what reason? Why?
Because there was no room at the inn, so they had to spend the night in like a barn.
I did not even realize that they were in a barn.
I kind of love that I'm telling you this for the first time. Have you ever heard the phrase, "there's no room at the inn"?
I think so.
That's what they told Mary whenever she was about to give birth, and she was like, "I'll take any place." So they're like, "Go in the barn tonight." And then she gave birth to Jesus in the barn.
In a barn?
Around a bunch of donkeys.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying it's true, but that's the Bible story, and I'm sticking to it, so that's why there was a donkey. We just taught Emily the meaning of Christmas. Okay, the last one.
I'm so excited.
A woman accused of abandoning 35 kittens in the woods.
That's a lot of kittens.
Had to choose between 90 days in jail or 14 days in jail, but also 1 night alone in the woods without food and shelter.
Fake. Not real. Please tell me. Is this real?
That one is real, too.
Oh my God. I want to meet this judge so badly. I want to be friends with him.
He's recently retired, and he's gotten a lot of, like, flack for making his sentences gimmicky. Everyone's like, "You're just doing this to get on the news," which maybe he is, but I think it's hilarious. And this lady really did have to spend the night in the woods with only the clothes on her back and a walkie-talkie so she could tell the park rangers if she was in danger.
That's hilarious. How do you acquire 35 kittens?
Yeah, that's the weirdest part. I'm glad she had to sleep in the woods.
I support this. Those were all great. And what a smart idea. I loved this Grave Games. That was good.
Whew. Okay, well, thank you.
That is our signal to get the fuck out of here. We're gonna grab our shovels and we're gonna just start digging some holes so that we can throw this shit in there, never have to think about it again.
Whether you can't find your favorite fucking tooth that you knew was growing out of your mouth, where did it fucking go?
Whether you've seen your dad cheat on your mom.
Whether you tripped in the parking lot and really damaged your shins and got gravel up in your asshole.
Whether on your 6th parking ticket, the cops made your car smell like ferret shit.
Or if you accidentally sexted your second cousin.
Or whether you let strangers control your vibrator while you're sleeping next to your boyfriend. All of this is to say,
we're with you.
It's okay. We're right this second putting these things in these holes in the ground.
Shh.
It's okay.
It's alright.
This has been Take This to Your Grave. I don't think we have anything else to say, do we?
No, let's just get out of this graveyard and let's go home.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much.
And we really had a great time inside of your ear holes tonight.
TakeThisToYourGrave.com. Buddies forever.
Buddies forever. Bio.